Hey drummers, it's Rob Litton here from drumstheword.com and welcome to this free video drum lesson where I'm going to show you that really cool intro tom-tom beat from the song Lhabia by Deftones, drummed of course by Abe Cunningham. And this song was requested over on my Facebook page, so if you want to make your own song suggestions then please go over there to do so. And I've got a free PDF for you to download today. Basically what I've got is the first 6 bars of the intro, showing you how Abe improvises so much throughout this song. There's never one version of the drum beat he plays, so I thought I'd give you the first 6 bars split up into groups of 2 because it's a 2-bar drum beat. So really I've got 3 drum beats for you today, 3 variations, and within those 3 variations are all the other variations he plays later in the song as well when he goes back to the toms. So you can download this free PDF, again you'll find a link beneath this video. Let's crack on then. So the first thing is the tempo, 77 BPM, 1, 2, 3, that's quite slow. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and the right hand is really just playing on the floor tom. 1 floor tom, he's maintaining his right hand on floor tom on 8th notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and the left hand is going to be doing some dancing between the snare drum, the high tom and the medium tom. So if we take a look at the first drum beat that occurs right at the beginning of the song, if we look at just the first bar, there's no sort of simple way of getting through this other than just showing you. If we just take a look at the first bar and what the hands are doing, we're getting 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 and. The bass drum is adding a little bit of groove to it, making it a linear style drum beat where we're filling in gaps with the bass drum, and Abe's really good at doing this. So we get with the bass drum as well for the first bar, and I'll just play it slowly for you. 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 and. Notice those sneaky bass drums there falling on the of 2 and the of 3, filling in those gaps with the right hand. The right hand was leaving. 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 and. 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 and. 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 and. Then we go on to the next bar. And what Abe does is he turns it around, he sort of misses over the bass drum on beat 1, and we get, if we just play what the hands are doing, we're playing 1 E and 2 and 3 E and 4 E and we get this idea occurring at the end of every 2 bars where he plays 3 E and 4 E and. As we're going to see later on, sometimes he moves to the snare drum for the last note, but it's that pattern every time, 3 E and 4 E and. Now with the bass drum underneath, and again notice there's no bass drum on beat 1, we get 1 E and 2 and 3 E and 4 E and. The bass drum's playing 1 E and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. It's kind of like a dotted 8th note pattern going across from the bass drums, 1, 2, 3, 4. But just for the last part of the bar. So that bar with all the parts slowly again. 1 E and 2 and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 and 3 E and 4 E and. Now let's try and put the 2 bars together because on their own they don't really make much sense. So we get this for the 2 bars. 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 and 1 E and 2 and 3 E and 4 E and 1. And when we loop it, obviously we're going back to the crash cymbal on beat 1, but then after the first 2 bars, he does something clever with the crash cymbal where he's crashing the cymbal on the and of beat 1, as we'll see in the next 2 examples. So when you loop in these 2 bars, realise that that's not going to go with the song very well because that crash cymbal falls on the and of 1 after the first time he plays it. But anyway, let's go around that a couple of times and I'll play it up to speed for you. 1 and 2 and 3 E and 4 and 1 E and 2 and 3 E and 4 E and 1. And then let's hear it up to speed without the microphone on so you can hear just the drums. Here we go. So the next 2 bars that occur 6 seconds into the song are really the 2 bars that I would loop. If I just wanted one 2-bar drum beat for this tom section of the song, then this is the 2 bars I'd choose, because it contains the main ideas he repeats the most. So again, with just the hands, for the first bar we're playing 1 E. So we've got a surprise snare drum on the E of 1. 1 E and that crash cymbal I mentioned again earlier, falling on the and of beat 1. So it's not beat 1, so it's throwing off the ear. You're sort of wondering where 1 is a little bit. 1 E and 1 E and 2. 1 E and 2 and 3 E and 4 and 1 E and 2 and the E and 4 and. Now the bass drum is playing this. 1 E and 2 and a 3 E and a 4 E and 4 E and at the end of that first bar there. 1 E and 2 and a 3 E and a 4 E and. Sorry, no crash cymbal on 1. Then on the second bar, just the hands. 1 E and 2 and. So this time it's this repeating idea where he plays, for the first time it was 2 and. Now he sort of plays 2 and goes up to a different tom for the and of 2. 2 and 3 E and 4 E and. Again, that idea we had before, 3 E and 4 E and, but this time it's 3 E and then 4 E. That's last left-handers on the snare drum for the end of the second bar. So with the bass drum underneath it, 1 E and a 2 and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. Let's play those 2 bars together. 1 E and 2 and a 3 E and a 4 E and 1 E and a 2 and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1. And it's cool when you loop it because you get that crash cymbal on the and of beat 1. So let's loop it around a few times and then up to speed. 1 E and 2 and a 3 E and a 4 E and 1 E and a 2 and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and 2 a 3 E and a 4 E and 1 E and a 2 and a 3 E and a 1 E and a 1 E and. So you sort of want to play crash cymbal on 1, but he's not, he's playing it on the and of 1. So now let's hear those 2 bars played up to speed. And then finally, the next 2 bars that occur at 12 seconds have a variation of that previous drum beat 2-bar pattern, but we have very, very similar ideas going on in this compared to the previous one. For the first bar, with the bass drum as well, we get 1 E and 2 and a 3 E and a 4 E and. Is it identical to the bar above? I've never noticed that before. Yeah, it is. So the first bar is exactly the same as the previous first bar of the drum beat. The second bar is slightly different though. We get 1 E and a 2 E and a 3. So this time he plays 2 E and a 3. Not 2 E and a, but you could. He plays 2 E and a 3, 2 E and a 3 E and a 4. And then this last bar is 4 E and because the weird setup I've got here, I've got a cross over my arm like that. You won't, you'll be playing the tom in front of you. But we get 4 E and a 1. And when we loop it, we get that fun crash cymbal on the and of 1 again. 4 E and a 1 E and. Notice at the end it's a 1. So those 2 bars together, 1 E and 2 and a 3 E and a 4 E and 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and. And a bit faster, 1 E and 2, a 3 E and a 4, 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and 2, a 3 E and a 4 E and 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1. And I wanted to play 4 E and 4 E and a 1, but of course it's not, it's 4 E and a 1 E and. A cool little turnaround. Okay, finally let's hear those 2 bars up to speed. So if you've got any questions about any of that, feel free to email me, rob@drumstheword.com, and I'll be happy to help as much as I can. Don't forget to download the free PDF that came with this lesson. You can have it printed out in front of you as we go through this lesson previously together. And then you might also want to consider signing up to become an online member on my website, drumstheword.com. And what I currently offer for $97 is a full year's access to every single full video song lesson I've ever recorded and transcribed. That's over 350 famous and popular songs, including a load of other Deftones lessons, full song lessons where I teach you a song from start to finish, every single bar. Unlike this lesson where I just chose you the best parts or the main parts, in these full song lessons I teach you every single bar and you get the full drum chart that goes with the lesson. As a thank you for signing up, I give you access to hundreds more little videos teaching you many, many famous drum beats, fills and solos. I also give you 3 ebooks I've written over the years containing, guess what, hundreds more famous drum beats, fills and solos. And then over the year of your subscription, you also gain instant online access to all the new material that I upload for my members. And I record every week unless I'm ill or on holiday, so you've got lots of cool stuff to look forward to over the year of your subscription. And if you're over on my Facebook page, then you also get to influence what songs get taught. For example, this song was chosen over on my Facebook page. I ask my followers every month or so for their song suggestions, then they get to vote on them, and the most popular songs get chosen for future lessons. So go to my Facebook page if you want to join in on that. But if you've got any questions about any of this, then email me, rob@drumstheword.com. And until our next drum lesson together, twiddle pip and happy drumming to you.